welcome to the Unfiltered Doll, baby, where we do a little bit of cussing around here. So your parental advisory has been advised. Also, baby, listen, we may have some bad opinions and whatever it is that you're going through. If you feel triggered, baby, just remember we're not talking about you. We're talking about the people on the screen. Hello, hello, hello. Let me know if you can hear me, honey, and how is the audio on your end of the live. Happy Wednesday. It is hump day, baby. Yes, it is. I see El Cid was first, but let me wait to see if you got the audio. I just need a little bit of confirmation. Thank you, El Cid. I see you were here first. Thank you for confirming my audio. Hey, girl. Toddy Jackson, Petty, Justin's mom. El Cid, I have work in 1 hour, dolls. I got to go to work too, baby. I just started work. I'm on my iPad today. Butterfly 23, SC Diva 803. Us as in we singers need love too. Miss Rel 61, Miss HLS. Thank you, everybody, for confirming my audio. I hope you are all looking good, feeling good, and smelling good. Baby, I'm here to be messy. Just a little bit, but I'm not going to do too much because I don't have enough time. Now, we're going to get started right away because, again, I don't have much time. Now, if you were down in members, you know how, what we did down there and everything. So this is what's going on. This is still the Diddy Cap retrial situation going on. And I want to know, why come every time there's boots on the ground, baby? And I'm not talking about where your fans at. I'm talking about boots on the ground down there at the courthouse. Why Sister Sylvia is always in the middle of things. Please keep one another company in the chat today. I do not have enough time to really be back and forth in the chat because I got to get right into some audio and just a few things that I want to say. Now, this is not going to be a live where I am going to rip Sylvia to shreds because I don't have the right to do so, right? Now, we can laugh and giggle and, speak on some things when it comes to Sister Sylvia, but I feel like I don't have the right to call Sylvia by the nicknames that you all have for her. I don't have a right to, do too much is what I'm trying to say, because although I know who she is, and although I have not watched everything from the moment she's been involved with mess, not just with Nesto and Shirley and them's business, as far as I know, since the R. Kelly trial days, I'm going to keep it cute for that reason. Now, you don't have to be a member or you don't have to be a subscriber of everything that someone does to figure out that this person be in the middle of some mess or be in the middle of some, what are we, 4 minutes and 20, okay, yeah, in the middle of some mess at all times. Let me tell you something. As a content creator, I don't care what kind of content you are creating. It can be gossip, it can be cooking, cleaning, it could be your own small business. If people trust you, trust and believe they are going to come behind the scenes and tell you things that you didn't ask to know. That is a fact. If people feel like they can trust you, they are going to tell you things behind the scenes that you did not ask to know. Let's be very clear on that. And when that happens, you have to know how to hold them and fold them, baby. You have to make the decision if you are going to give that person feeding you information that you didn't ask for. Baby, I'm not even hungry. Now, why would you tell me all of that? You got me now in a weird position. You have to make the decision if you are going to serve that or if you're going to take it out, okay? You know what I mean? You know how sometimes you don't eat all your food at the restaurant and you get that takeout container and you put it in the refrigerator and you don't even go back and eat the rest of it? That's the decision you have to make as a content creator when people feed you information that you did not ask for. I think what happens is people trust Sister Sylvia because of how she looks. Now, if you ask me, I am about to say something. I think Sylvia looks that way on purpose. We've seen Sylvia put some clothes on. We've seen Sylvia when she puts her makeup on, a little piece of eyebrow here and there, a little lippy. And in my opinion, she looks nice. She doesn't look like this older lady that people describe her as. But the moment Sylvia takes off her blush, her mascara, her eyebrows, and of course her hair is gray, she can't help that. That is her natural hair color. But just because your hair is gray, that doesn't necessarily mean that you are an old lady. I believe sometimes Sylvia comes across as being this old lady, and then people assume she's safe, she's innocent, angelic, and she doesn't start mess. And I feel like she does that on purpose. That's just my opinion. I mean, I can't see, sometimes I go out the house looking like a mess. I get that, right? But I just feel like she does that because it allows people to, oh, look at this little cute little old lady. Because she is socially awkward. I'm just going to say that because it's the truth. She's socially awkward. There's nothing wrong with saying that. That's not being mean. That's not being nasty. She's definitely socially awkward, even when you watch her lives or when you see her interacting with other people. Okay. So now that we got all of that out of the way, I believe that her looking that way sometimes is a Halloween costume. That's my opinion. She doesn't have to clear up if I'm right or wrong, okay? She doesn't watch my channel. I'm just a small YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? So, boom. I was on Armand Wiggins' channel last night. I got to get right into it because, again, I can't be before y'all too long. And he was talking about the situation in a Diddy recap and all of the drama now that the trial is over, all of the drama behind the scenes. We have a few characters. Some of you may know everybody that I'm about to mention. I'm not playing no games around here. I'm not using no code names. I'm calling people by their names. All right. We have Gerald, which is from North Carolina, the Beat. And he does have a YouTube channel. Most of us, I met Gerald from the and I'm so sorry if I mess up her name, from the Shanquella Robinson case. He was the one who had all of the exclusives. He was the one where all of the other bigger YouTubers, that's where they got their source of information from. Gerald from the North Carolina Beat. So we do have to give people their flowers when it comes to that, okay? And he is also part of some of the, whispers going on about the Tisa Tell situation and all of that. We're not here to talk about that today. That's just too messy and too baby, I'm not dipping my toe in that unless I do it in members. I'm not out here in the open, all right? So I don't even want that type of attention. So therefore, he's a big Facebook, what do you call Facebook content creators? Let's just say he has over 500,000 on Facebook. That's where he's at on Facebook. He does have a YouTube and all of the other social media accounts, but his meats and potatoes, if I'm on the outside looking in, I don't know him personally, is Facebook. Okay. Now you have Infamous Sylvia, which she's boots on the ground at these different court cases. These different court cases. I don't know. Do we consider Sylvia to be male identified? She usually goes with whomever's guilty. And if it's a man, it seems like she's definitely going to rock and roll on that side of the fence, and that's her business. We have Armand Wiggins. We have Danat, which his channel is controversial news. Okay. And that's where I'm going to stop as far as the name calling right now. Okay. Sylvia is rubbing shoulders. Maybe we can call it networking down there at the Diddy trial. I don't care whose channel. I don't care what channel I was on. I could be on Udo on the Ghost channel. I could be on Danat's channel. I could be on Farmer Tube's channel. Tisa doesn't matter. Lovely T. Nick at Night. I don't give a damn. I'm on TikTok on different people's streams and channels who don't have a YouTube. I don't give a damn where I was at. You either seen Infamous Sylvia or you heard her in the background. So she was everywhere when it comes to make it make sense. Anywhere I decided to visit to see what was going on with this trial to get different viewpoints, I heard her or seen her in the background, or the channel holder mentioned her name. Okay. Now, again, I mentioned the Halloween costume. Sylvia has this look like, oh, you know what? Well, let me vent to her, or let me tell her this and tell her that. I mean, for the love of God, make it make sense. Brought up a situation where he wrote Sylvia a note in the overflow court about somebody stanking because they were eating corn chips, and said how Sylvia blurted out loud what he said in the note. So people, for some reason, trust Sylvia. Okay. Now, Armand Wiggins yesterday on his channel, because y'all know I'm long-winded, baby. Armand Wiggins on his channel made the decision to talk about the situation pertaining to Gerald from the North Carolina Beats live that he did on the Facebook, and I believe his live was also here on YouTube. Now, we can't play that out in the open because Gerald does use colorful language. The type of language that will get your video demonetized, okay? And there was a situation between Gerald, North Carolina Beat, and Armand. And you want to know what happened? Sylvia, sister Sylvia, was with Gerald from the North Carolina Beat. And she reached out to Armand to go hang out with Armand, and Armand was in Central Park. Okay. Now, Armand was in Central Park with other friends. And I guess Sylvia used the word "we are coming," or whatever the case may be. And Armand said, "Who is we? I need to protect my energy. Who is this we?" So I guess two and two didn't equal four at that point in time. So when Sylvia showed up down there to the Central Park, Armand seen Gerald and said, "Oh, no, 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 no," because they don't get along, according to Armand, because he doesn't like Gerald because Gerald did a piece on him when Tasha K and Armand, if you don't know, those two go back and forth sometimes, depending on the weather or depending on what they got going on. And Tasha K brought some information out about Armand at an event, and allegedly there was something in his nose. I don't know if it was from a powdered donut. I don't know if he had allergies. That's none of my business, honey. I'm not here to talk about anybody's choice of fun when they're down there at the party, okay? Gerald decided to cover that. We all know once something goes viral, you're going to be content, and that's just what it is. It's no different than when Armand has to cover something and report something that's not going to be in the favor of the person that he's doing the content on. So that's his problem with Gerald, because of course nobody wants anybody to do content on them when somebody's accusing them of doing doing booger sugar. I'm just gonna say it. I don't have time to sugarcoat things right now. So they talked about that situation. Gerald realized, oh shit, that is right. I guess I wasn't there. Okay. I guess they ended up trying to go get something to eat or whatever the case may be. All right. So that's that situation right there. Gerald told a different story on his Facebook Live. I wasn't there, so I can't confirm nor deny what exactly happened. Okay. Now we're going to get into Deny. That's the audio I'm going to play for you all today. Danette seen Armand Wiggins live yesterday, and Armand referred to Sylvia as the older lady. He did not use her name. Let me go back. I missed the step. He did not go back. When Armand explained to Sylvia why he had an issue with who she brought down there to the Central Park, He told her the reasons why. I guess once Gerald made his video, or when Gerald made his video, he did bring Infamous Sylvia's name up. Whatever Armand told Infamous Sylvia, she sent Armand a text message confirming that he was absolutely correct about what Gerald was going to do. Okay. Again, as a content creator, especially if you're sharing a space with other content creators, and if you're mixing yourself with everybody and not minding your business, you are going to overhear things, but that doesn't mean you have to deliver it. Baby, you can reject anything that's delivered to you. You can do what? You can keep it to yourself. But this is not what she does. She likes to pillow talk amongst different people, and those people start trusting her, and then boom, dynamite. Then she's in the middle of some things, okay? So now we have Sylvia in the midst of Donat controversial news. I don't know if you all know him. Again, I'm not sugarcoating names, or I'm calling out name holders. That is his channel. His name is Donat. Donat and Armand Wiggins, they beef off and on. There's a lot. Donat is sometimes featured on, I believe, Sherelle Worrell's channel. He's an actor, and he's known for clubhouse interactions, is what I'll say. All right. Donat has a mouth on him as well, and you can either love him or hate him. This is what I will say when it comes to Brother Donat. I like Donat. I don't have a problem with Donat at all, because um, when you know what to expect, then you know what that person is going to give on that channel. All right. So he made the decision to come out and talk about Sylvia as of yesterday. And I have some of the audio. I'm not going to play it all because, again, I don't have long to be on here. So let me grab that audio. Honey, where's the phone? I'm trying to be okay. Let me grab that audio. All right. Um, for y'all that I did screen record, just so that you can get into a little bit of some things. So what it seems like is that different things were going on, and Sylvia was in the background telling this one that, and telling another person this. And now people are starting to figure out, wait a minute, the little cute older lady, the one that the little awkward little old lady is messy, is pretty much with their, when they do the math, they're figuring out, wait a minute. Oh, wow. Now, this is why my title says, is Infamous Sylvia the problem? Or do other people have responsibility when it comes to bringing people into their space that's not supposed to be there? You can't look at somebody because they're older and they're socially awkward and feel like that's a safe space for you, especially if you are somebody maintaining your energy. If you're somebody who don't, if you don't play the messy shit, you don't want to mix and mesh with others, you have to be responsible for who you bring into your space. You have to be responsible for who you're sending messages to back and forth. You have to be responsible for whomever you give your phone number to, what you're saying in any messages on any Instagram or on your telephone. You got to be responsible for that as well. That's just me being honest, okay? Because if you did your research first, if you didn't know this lady, but you knew she's a channel holder, all you had to do was plug in her name into the Google or into the YouTube to see that she is involved in things that might make you pause for the cause and say, oh, shit. Oh, let me stay away from her as well. Okay. Okay, now let's go to this screen recording I got, honey. And then after that, I gotta go. All right. Because, baby, listen, this is a lot going on here at the workhouse on my corporate job. Okay. I told you I'm not here to really be messy, but let me know if y'all can hear this audio. If y'all can't hear this audio, unfortunately, we will have to go live later on, maybe during my lunch. Was pretty much saying that she was being harassed and
tagged on YouTube and cordial. And then the next day that changed. And it was because he's talking, running his mouth about shit, yada, yada, yada. So let me be completely crystal clear and honest with you guys as to why that changed and why some people be like, oh, he's crazy. I'm not crazy, okay? It's ghosts and it's people involved that actually deliver information that makes me believe that and makes me believe it's true. So, the day after Armand and I had the conversation, Miss Sylvia was in a cafeteria and she was pretty much saying that she was being harassed and tagged on YouTube and she wanted people to stop. So I told her, I said, I know how to make sure you're not tagged in anything. And if you guys don't believe me, go and try to tag Miss Sylvia channel, the main one or the backup one if you want. It's not going to happen because I showed her how to get rid of that. That invaluable knowledge, okay? That's why people couldn't tag my channel. That's why people can't tag this channel. I think I applied it to this one. I don't know. Anyways, that's why people couldn't tag me. They'll try it, but it won't alert me. So I stipulated. I was like, if I show you how to do this, you got to tell me, because she already was like, why you causing trouble? You know how like people look at you like, ooh, what kind of trouble you causing today? It kind of be like gossipy about that. And when people would say that, I was already on alert. I was like, well, what are you talking about? I'm here to cover the case. I'm not here for trouble. And I got Miss Sylvia to the point to where she was telling me to gossip about who was saying what about me around the court. And those people, including Armand, she would be in their face and she would smile. Okay, she would be in their face smiling at the exact same time, letting me know that these people are fake. And so I'm looking at her like, you fake too. So I just isolated myself. And honestly, when I was not focused on anybody or anything and isolated myself from them, I did my best work. That was the best moment. And then they have to distract you with gossip and making you feel like you're not welcome at the court. And let's be crystal clear. Let's be crystal clear. My main priority at the Diddy trial was to make sure nobody made me feel as if I was not welcome. Nobody made me feel as if I was not cool with them or I did not bend to their likeness of who they are and, you know, make them feel superior, that then there was a problem and everybody else was going to be made to hate you because if I don't like you, I don't like nobody else that deals with you. And it creates a toxic energy. And it honestly puts you in a situation like, damn, there's a lot of hate going on around here. And it all stems from Armand, who just tonight told you guys that's how he operates. Literally. If you're not operating to the likeness or the shape imagery of Armand and praising him and pouring into him, oh, he will make you feel uncomfortable by getting everybody around you not to like you.
So let me speak on that really quick. So what happened was when Gerald did his live, when he was tearing Armand Wiggins apart and telling us about the situation that occurred down at the Central Park, he mentioned that Sylvia told him that after that occurred, that Armand was no longer speaking to Sylvia. I guess Armand would see Sylvia and walk right on by her. That's the problem. Nobody is, baby, when you're sharing space with other content creators, just because everybody is all down there at the courthouse, y'all done went and had hot dogs and wieners and, I mean, hot dogs and beans, or you went and had a little hoagie or a slice of pizza, that doesn't necessarily mean that you're friends, right? She shared with Gerald that Armand was treating her funny, acting funny towards her after the incident that occurred the day before. Let me continue.
Yeah. That's what he does. And he just pretty much admitted it tonight. I don't fuck with nobody like that. Can't nobody convince me a motherfucking thing about nobody. And I know Miss Sylvia wondering why I dropped the dime on her, saying the truth that you're the one who told me, and you're the one who was telling me everything about what people were saying and doing around the court. Old on the go told me after you. When he told me, it confirmed that you was telling me the truth. So you were the culprit, and you pretty much bargained that information because I gave you the freaking. I don't want to say what it is. So I'm trying to explain. I gave you power. I gave you peace of mind, and you sent me one transcript, and you were supposed to continue to send me them. You sent me one transcript and told me all the gossip and all the tea. And that's what created distrust. And I had to sit there and act like I didn't know any of all of this stuff that Miss Sylvia was telling me because I didn't want to betray her. I didn't want to look like a problem. And most importantly, I didn't want anybody to say that I was stalking them. So, sometimes listening to that was kind of distracting. So there was a lot of hatred coming my way. And from Udon to Go, from everybody is basically saying the same thing I said about Tisa Tell. She's a wicked witch, literally. I said it. I got demonized. But they don't like Denat being the trendsetter, right? So,
Again, we're here to hear about Infamous Sylvia. Unfortunately, if we are going to be involved in, talking about things that people have said, sometimes they may slip up and say things about other people. Again, I have no dog in that fight when it comes to what's going on with Tisa Tells and the male content creators saying things about her. Okay. So I just wanted to put that out there. That is his opinion. And in the meantime, let me put this up right here. That's his opinion and not mine.
yeah. And then on top of that, and the reason why I say this is because, well, let me tell about the food part because what I heard was disgusting, and this is what has me returning the favor to show no loyalty to you. I don't even owe you no loyalty. I don't owe you a motherfucking thing. And for you to go behind a paid wall and talk shit and talk about this man invited me to eat and he didn't pay for my bitch, I'm not responsible to pay for your motherfucking lunch or food or anything. The reason you ain't give me them receipts talking about YouTube stole $11,000 from you, YouTube ain't steal no motherfucking $11,000 from you. You wish in your life you ever would have made that much money off the internet, ad revenue, fan funded on the platform. So you didn't give me those. I didn't make a big deal out of it. I didn't betray you. I knew it was a problem when I went in your chat and was instantly blocked. I was like, maybe it was a moderator. Whatever. I catch her back on the rebound. Maybe she don't know. Because last I knew we was cool. You mean to tell me that you're mad at me because I didn't pay for your food when we went to a restaurant? We went to a restaurant at Sylvia's in Harlem. First of all, the food wasn't even that good, okay? Me and you walked there, and I had every intention on paying for your food at that time. Little did I know, a couple of days later, my channel be demonetized, and I be going through all of this craziness. Little did I know. And this was before Gerald got there, okay? The reason I didn't pay for your food is because you had already told me all the bullshit that Armand was saying. You told me that. And now we're all together and I'm still trying to be cool with you because you're an old, nice, sweet woman. And I'll be like, Miss Sylvia, you told me this and this and we're all here. And you're over here acting like you don't know what's going on, acting like you want all the tea and you want to collect it so that you can gossip. And then
Okay, and this is when I come in and say, this is the issue right here. She's trustworthy because of how she looks. But we all know, regardless of, I know some of you are going to be biased, and that's fine. But we know when Sylvia puts on her clothes, okay, and it doesn't have anything to do with gray hair. Once again, you can have gray hair and still, you know what I mean, okay? I have gray hair. I just happen to dye mine. When she puts on her makeup and her eyebrows and things of the such, it's not giving old lady, okay? People have to do their research. You cannot look at somebody just because they appear to be a little frumpy if that's what we're going to describe her as when she's in her Halloween costume. You can't look at people and assume because they're a little awkward that that's a safe space. I've said that earlier. That you need to read if that's a content creator and you know she's a content creator. I feel like moving forward, if you all know that y'all are going to be sharing a space with people who are there to get content, you got to do a quick Google search or you got to do a quick YouTube search. Hell, you can even ask Copilot to see what kind of drama the person might be involved with before you start sharing space with that person. Everybody's not safe to go out to lunch with, unfortunately.
It was like a wise man can play a fool, and a fool cannot play wise. Motherfuckers really want to put you in a box. And Miss Sylvia was a culprit. She was all a part of that. Baby, all a part of that. Baby, all a part of that hate and that jealousy. And it right in the middle of it. And the reason I didn't pay for your food is because you had already told me the real tea with these individuals. While Armand Wiggins staring at my hair, literally got beef with my hair. You already told me everything I needed to know. And then when I was right there, he's asking me, oh, and then pull Nika at night over because, like, I don't know, you trying to plot and like you trying to get your narrative going on. Oh, yeah, I can deal with Wiley because, he's bipolar. Is there anything bipolar about you? I said, no. But if you tell me something is cool and then other people around you is acting funny, that tells me that that's the energy that's vibing out for you, and that's and you don't fuck with me. So why would I smile at you if you don't fuck with me? We're cool and we're cordial one day, and let's go around the court, yada 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 yada, be cordial. Never once did I want to go out and eat, do none of that shit. I don't. Even the guy, the James Chanel, the light skinned James Chanel guy. He told me that picture that y'all was taking and stuff, even though he was in the middle, it was not his idea.
Again, there are going to be some things that are going to be said in this recording that I don't have anything to do with. I know James Chanel as the man down there to the Essence magazine who has nice fashions, okay? And I love his personality. I don't know anything else beyond what he said or did down there in front of the courtyard down there at the Diddy trial.
It's your idea to act like you made it by painting yourself and pushing. Let's go to dinner here and then. People talk too. People have some stuff to say about you too. People have said things about each other, and for some reason, I'm the nicest and most genuine. And so, the catalyst for all of y'all motherfuckers getting together is the trauma bond or get together and talk shit about not. Miss Sylvia, I didn't pay for your food because you already told me what was good. And then on top of that, Armand met us at the restaurant. He made all the money. He's the star. He's doing all of this stuff. No shade. Why do you need me to pay for your food when I left early and you was still stuck there with him? Y'all, why did he pay for your food? Why did you need me to pay for your food? He's the one who was making all the money. And you're the reason why I was uncomfortable and left early. In addition to having to go and meet somebody. You're the reason I left early. You're the reason why all of this shit. You're the whole reason why I knew what I knew. But see, I can't say Miss Sylvia was lying because tonight we just heard Armand say out of his own mouth. He makes people uncomfortable if he cannot put you in his little bubble or perspective of whatever he got going on. And you're not a star to me. You're just a regular person with a big platform. Congratulations. Congratulations. If I'm jealous, it's only because I need to make the same amount of money you do. Otherwise, and even then, I don't give a shit. Streamers and YouTubers, some of them make more money than people in Hollywood. I just want to go back to my craft. So let me make my money in peace and leave me the fuck alone. You don't need to build no op-up, no hate train against me. Sylvia, you was right there the whole time. And you want to know how loyal I was to you when I don't even fucking know you? Just your representative. Never, it wasn't all that much loyalty, but You showed me what you showed me, and that's what I was left with. Baby Dookie voice. When I met you, I met you after I met Dana. And all the way up until today, I never listened to anything that Dana had to say about you. Because I compartmentalize. I'm not a nigga that tell you, if you fuck with this person, I don't fuck with you and I'm going to make you uncomfortable. That's some weird ass shit to me. So never once did I make or try to make Miss Sylvia uncomfortable. Never once did I make or try to make Dana uncomfortable, even though y'all putting these narratives out and talking all of this shit when I'm not even paying attention to y'all. Maybe I should have paid a little bit more attention and cuss your motherfucking salt and pepper Don King have you ass out. You're a problem, Sylvia. You're a big, big problem. And the nerve of you. The nerve of you. You move like an avatar, like a troll. Like somebody with nothing to lose and nothing to gain. It was crazy to find out what I found out about you. And I'm going to just keep it a bean. And I'm going to just say this to you, Miss Sylvia. I'm highly disappointed. I feel like you stir up too much mess. You are the type of person that's gonna have to pick a side because of how messy you are. You don't mind your own business. You mind everybody else's business. I feel like you pulled up to the courthouse not to do a good job, but just to be amongst everything and beg for money and beg and expect me to pay for your food. Bitch, I was playing with you when I was telling you you look good and you ain't did this out of might as well out to and go lay some eggs or something. I was playing with you. I'm not like, what are you talking about? Niggas say you an old freaky ass motherfucker busting it wide open. I already got a a monkey on my back, a flying monkey on my back. I don't need you capping. I don't need you stirring the pot. So yeah, I'm here to tell you, you are the reason. You're the one who told me the tea about what everybody was saying behind my back and smiling in my face. And I don't play that shit. I don't fucking play that shit. It was painful to hold that in. It was painful to be on my best behavior in front of the federal court building. It was painful to be cautious of what the people on the internet will say. So yeah, you start a lot of trouble. And word on the curb is you got a mug shot out there that look like Don King. You put a track in somebody's car and you stalk them. You a harasser. You a doxer. All this other stuff that I really want to get away from. So it's crazy how it's me, you giving information about, and then now you trying to act like and fake like you don't know what the hell is going on. And how you didn't set that situation up between Armand and Gerald because you're messy. I was not there to witness the encounter, the situation. I did not know anything about what exactly happened with Armand and Gerald until I was in D.C. and Gerald was back home. When we hung out, he didn't even tell me. He was like, "Oh, something happened. I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna do a live about it." I was like, "Okay, I'm gonna wait to look for it." Because in real life, we ain't talking about no shit on YouTube or no motherfucking YouTubers. We are doing other shit, or if we are, we're talking about business, not mess. Business. So I didn't know anything until then, but because of how Mr. Armand Wiggins worked, when Gerald got there and we're cool, they was telling him, "Oh, stay away from him. You don't want to be affiliated with that negativity." What the fuck? What are you talking about? I hate niggas that try to show out in front of the white folks like it's gonna make you somebody. Bitch is still trapped in the Diddy algorithm. Can't get no clicks, no views, no nothing. So I just want to say I really did not appreciate Miss Sylvia. I really didn't appreciate you being the messiest, oldest senior citizen at the Diddy trial. You're the one. You're the one who told me all the gossip. And so Gerald Jackson, North Carolina Beat, is going to do his own video and rendition of things, but you can't be playing a tough guy and the police at the same time. You know, you can't be like, ain't nobody check me.
All right, so you get what's going on. If you want to see the rest of that video, because what I'm not going to do is play all of his content. I did pin the link to that exact live so that you can get into it yourself. I did enough with the audio alone just so that you can dip your toe into the puddle of madness when it comes to why Sister Sylvia is always in the middle of something, no matter where she's at or what she has going on. If people feel like you are a senior citizen, which is a lie from the pits of hell, you got a long way to go before you get that senior citizen discount. Okay. And let me hold on real quick, because this is, I want to do this right here. Because, see, you know, one, bear with me, please hold. And I know that's a filter she got on makeup, honey. I don't give a damn. My point is this. Hold on, let me get it on up. Give me a second now, sugars. All right. Let me go on and get the things up here to the StreamYard real quick, okay? Let me get her up here on my screen really, really quick. Because, see, this is the problem. And since when haven't, even if she is a senior citizen or was a senior citizen, um, you know, Pearl, Maybelline, Bernadette, they be messy as hell as well. Just because you are an older lady doesn't mean you ain't got no shit with you. You know, so I feel like people have to definitely do their own homework when sharing a space with other content creators. I feel like Infamous Sylvia, if people are, you know, again, I don't care who you are, what kind of content creator you are. It doesn't even have to be gossip. It doesn't have to, it can be, you can have a cooking channel. If somebody is trusting you just based off of the type of energy and vibe that you give as a host on your channel, people are going to reach out to you, email you things, DM you things that you did not ask for. You have to make the decision to keep it to yourself or participate in it. If you decide you're going to participate and give that person a back and forth, well, now you gave that person receipts. And when Mad Day shows up, we all know how Mad Day is going to give. Mad Day shows up, all of a sudden you're fat, ugly, you got one eye, your knees are ashy, your ankles are swollen, and you got a big ass wide back. You already know how Mad Day is. And I'm not saying those things about Sylvia. I'm just giving an example of once Mad Day shows up on your calendar, the person that you thought loved you and had loyalty to you, these are all the things that they're going to say about you. They're going to talk about your mama. They're going to talk about your children. They're going to say your car is raggedy and your transmission is about to drop. You already know how the people get down on Mad Day. Okay? And that's the honest to God truth. These people will be the best of friends until Mad Day. And everything that you've ever exchanged via your mobile telephone, your tablet, your email, your voicemail messages, it be that Instagram back and forth is what I'm trying to tell y'all. They're going to expose all of that for the world, whomever's watching, to see. So the best thing you can do, if everybody is coming to you, giving you the tea, or venting to you because you look like you're air quote trustworthy, is keep it to yourself. And if you feel like you have to give somebody a response, you can say things like, oh wow, oh my goodness, OMG, oh, OH, wow, WOW, and you leave it at that. There's so many one word response available to type back to somebody when they're telling you something that you don't want to get your hands dirty with. Okay. And that's all I got when it comes to that. Let me get the, hold on a minute. Let me get this picture uploaded really, really quick. And then after that, honey, I got to go because I'm at work. All right. Now I know it seems like people have time to talk about Sister Sylvia and friends all day long. And people make time to do it. All right. Let's not act like somebody is sitting around all day thinking about this one and thinking about that one. This is all content. If you have a monetized channel, you make time to talk about certain people. The people on the other end like to make it seem like you're stalking them and that you ain't got nothing else to do, baby. We are in 2025. We can do this shit from our car, from our kitchen, down there to the Sunday school teaching the kids about the youth Bible. You make time to do what you want to do, especially if you're being paid for it. I'm sick of that narrative as well. So let me wait for this picture to upload. I haven't had breakfast. If I seem cranky, I'm sorry. All right, so let me go ahead. Hold on. And I don't know why people are expecting a certain behavior from Sister Sylvia when her name is Infamous Sylvia. Infamous Sylvia. That's the name. It ain't Sister Sylvia. It ain't Dear Heavenly Father, protect me, Sylvia. Sylvia loves Jesus and court. That's not the name of her channel. Her channel, the name is Infamous Sylvia. Right? Now, this is the old lady that you all put your trust into, all right? Because she shows up, boots on the ground down there to the courthouse without her brows, blush, foundation, and contour, okay? Do your research moving forward if you are all sharing a space as content creators on everybody that you come across. All you have to do is just take the name, plug it into the YouTube, plug it into the Google, the Copilot, or do whatever you need to do, TikToks, Facebook, to see if there's things being said that's not in their favor, so that you can determine and make the decision if you are going to share hot dogs, wieners, Chinese food, and a blanket down there to the Central Park with that person. And baby, that's all I got. I hope you kept one another company down there in the chat, because again, I had to get in and out of this content because you know what, I gotta work, baby. I'm logged into these people's job. Yes, I am. Thank y'all so much for joining me. You know I love y'all down. Before y'all go, if you don't mind, baby, please hit the like button. That helps us do what? Get into somebody's algorithm. All right, we need to grow our community. We need some more dolls. Yes, we do, baby. I know that chat today was hella messy. I know how my dolls get down. I know the chat was messy, child, okay? But like I said, the link to the controversial news channel is pinned so that you can get into the whole video. Lord only knows what Gerald from the North Carolina beat will have to say about it. I don't know if he's going to go in on Sylvia or if he's going to keep a mutual friendship or situationship or work relationship with Sylvia. I have no idea how he's going to give it up. Hopefully I'll be tuned in. Probably not. Somebody will probably have to tell me, because baby, once I get my day started, sometimes I can't keep up with everything that is going on. And baby, that's all I got. Okay, that is the tea, sisters and brothers. Okay, everything that I said today was third party, okay, and was allegedly. I wasn't there, so I don't know what really happened. I just know what he had said. All right. Thank you, everybody, for your support. You know, I am grateful and I love y'all down. Honey, y'all have an amazing day. And honey, you know how we do when we go on and we walk up out of here.
Oh! Shout out to everybody. I had fun.
I gotta be good.
I got all kind of cars right now. I don't give a what was repossessed. You just check my crib, bitch, and see the cars in my garage when you lift the goddamn garage up. Don't tell me what has been. Tell me what's now, okay? I am very rich, bitch. I'm just saying, I am very rich.
But rich, you need to get your motherfucking teeth fixed. How about that?
They're done. They're done.
They're done.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the Unfiltered Doll Reactions.
All right, slave.
Oh, what you working for?
Yeah. Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good, fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts, I pop off when I hear people say I cannot. I get off to the thought of proving everyone wrong, I won't stop to the top, so you better back off and get lost. I'ma stay loud, stay proud, never running out, never heading south, I'll be spreading out, call it word of mouth.